All right, so this is a crank-operated generator. As I've showed you before, the basic idea of how it works is that you turn the crank here and you supply energy, which gets turned into electrical energy to power the light bulb. What I want to talk about now is how this actually works in a more detailed level. First of all, these things here are actually magnets. You can see they're basically horseshoe shaped, just like your kind of classic cartoon magnets that have a nice U shape. And there's something going on inside these magnets in the middle of the horseshoe. Let's take a closer look at that. All right, so right now you're looking inside those magnets that I showed you a second ago. And what you can hopefully see is that what's actually in here is a coil of wire that's wrapped around a piece of metal. And when I rotate the crank, what actually happens is that coil of wire rotates, okay? So there's a piece in there that's rotating as you rotate the crank. So when I turn the crank quickly, this piece is rotating faster and faster, and I get more and more energy out of my device. So what actually is this thing that's rotating? See if we can take a little bit of a closer look at it. And what you see is it's actually just basically a piece of wire wrapped around a core. And that's what's rotating in the presence of the magnet. Why? All right, so the key idea there turns out to be that we were moving a coil of wire around in the presence of a magnet. So I think the easiest way to understand that is to look at a more low-tech version of the same thing. So I've got here a coil of wire. You can see there's nothing fancy going on here. This is not connected to anything. There's no battery. There's no circuitry. There's no devices of any kind. It's literally just a piece of wire wrapped into a coil with clips on the end so that I can connect it to something. And what I'm going to connect it to is this light bulb. This is actually a flash bulb like they used to use on the old-fashioned cameras so that I can get a nice quick burst of electricity in there. And the other key thing you need is a magnet. This is really what's making it work at the basic level. So I've got another horseshoe magnet, not unlike the ones that were in my generator there. And so in the crank-operated generator, you rotated the wire in the presence of the magnet. What's easier to do by hand is just to move the wire back and forth in the presence of the magnet. So let me just very suddenly pull this out and see if I can generate some electricity in my bulb, and sure enough, I can. So what's amazing there is that I'm actually able to turn the energy stored in my body directly into electrical energy using this mechanism. So sometimes we think of these power plants and generators and all these other things as being kind of black magic, but you can turn the energy of your body into electrical energy. You just need the right tools, and that is a coil of wire and a magnet. So keep that in mind if you're ever trapped on a desert island and you need to build a generator. That's all you really need.